Good afternoon. Today is May 13th, and this is Mayor Alanna Hnatiw from Sturgeon County giving you an update on COVID-19. Much of the province has been successful in flattening the curve. Hospitalization and ICU admissions are down, and there has been fewer daily cases occurring, and currently there are 0 active cases in Sturgeon County. Obviously, our social and physical distancing, aggressive health measures, and increased testing and isolation practices are taking effect and creating some positive changes. Last week, the province announced its relaunch strategy, and this week they are launching a sector-by-sector workplace guidance and supports to help businesses and not-profits reopen following this pandemic and look towards a resumption of safe operations. Phase 1 is starting this week, and there will be the first of several transition phases for all of us, as we can appreciate the eagerness that we all have in returning to some semblance of normalcy. And I know myself, I'm certainly looking forward to the hair salons opening back up. Some of us will also be feeling some trepidation with not quite knowing what and how this new normal will be like. Definitely there's been some prolonged effects with our social and physical distancing that we've been living with for some time, so there will be a transition period, obviously. Businesses are working very hard right now to be able to prepare for their phasing in. And to be successful during the relaunch, it will be important for businesses to ensure the public's health and obviously the health of their employees as well. And they're working very hard to put in place practices to follow the safety protocols necessary. And as citizens, we need to continue to practice our physical distancing and sanitary measures as well. And I would just ask you to be really patient and kind with one another as we transition into this new normal, as it is new for everyone and obviously a great deal of stress to be under as well. Last week, I mentioned the Sturgeon County Recovery Task Force that we would be striking. And yesterday during the council meeting, we did pass the bylaw motion to enact the creation of that task force. The creation of this task force is different than others. Obviously, it's unique to COVID-19, and there is a need to be agile, creative, and responsive and solution-based. The task force will consist of 4 councillors and 6 public members, and they will advise on social and economic recovery issues for those businesses and residents that have experienced adverse effects due to the pandemic. The overarching mandate of the Sturgeon County Recovery Task Force is simple. It's to engage a broad cross-section of Sturgeon County community, of our businesses and residents, so that the task force can bring forward recommendations to council on matters that could or should be considered by council with respect to helping and supporting our residents and businesses toward recovery. And we are expecting that first meeting to take place later this month. Also, yesterday, council had a number of public hearings regarding our intermunicipal development plans that are proposed with the urban neighbors within the boundaries of Sturgeon County. These IDPs are required by the Government of Alberta and are used across Alberta to develop policy for lands where municipalities share a common border. Our approach at the county has been to ensure that our agriculture lands and uses in these areas are protected, and that we focus on having positive environmental plans, and we also seek clarity as far as the needs of the ag sector and their ability to grow and to thrive. And just to be clear, IDPs are land use planning, and they are not related to annexations or amalgamations. They are clearly about communication of plans in these intermunicipal areas. In the public hearings, council did hear from a number of residents that had concerns, and they are seeking more clarity around their ability to expand. And specifically, we heard from those that have confined feed operations in and around the IDP areas. There was some inclusion of policy languages around CFOs that were concerning to them. So it is important that we take some time to take a deeper look into that and understand how we can support our local producers as they support our very important food supply chain. Council is committed to review these concerns with our town partners to ensure that the IDP policies clearly are aligned to the mutual interests of both municipalities, and that work will be happening in the coming weeks. And so in the busyness of the time and the amount of work to be done, I don't want to lose focus of some of the important awareness themes coming up this week. It is Alberta Crime Prevention Week. And just as a reminder, in 2019, the council approved service enhancements of 2 additional peace officers and additional funds allowing, kids are home, additional funds allowing for increased patrols and presence in the community. And while peace officers cannot respond to criminal code crimes, they are an extra set of eyes and ears out in our community, and they do work closely with the RCMP as well. It's also National Nursing Week, and the vital contribution that nurses make to our community is more prevalent now than ever, and we are grateful for the work that they do. It's also National Public Works Week. And this week we recognize the important work of public works employees and civic workers who orchestrate everything that makes a municipality operate and run, such as roads, water, wastewater, public buildings, spaces, parks, emergency response, and solid waste management, just to name a few. What I've noticed with the recognitions this week is all 3 of these are workers that are considered essential workers in this pandemic. So we are grateful for the important work that they have continued to commit doing for us. So with that, I just want to thank you. I want to ask you to stay safe and stay informed and to enjoy your long weekend. Take care.